If you think there's only ChatGPT out there, think again. There are so many ChatGPT-like platforms out there. Are you sure that ChatGPT has the best model for your needs? If you're like me, you want the best AI text generation experience that provides the best value for your investment or even for free. And that's exactly what you'll find here. In this video, I'll guide you through a holistic approach to compare text generation models and choose the right one for your needs. And to those who don't know, when I refer to models here, we're talking about artificial intelligence model, AI models, not fashion models. More specifically, AI language models are the powerful engines behind text generation, trained on vast amounts of data and are capable of understanding and generating human-like text. Language models have taken the world by storm, revolutionizing multiple industries from content creation and customer service to healthcare and finance. Their ability to automate tasks such as drafting emails, generating social media content, summarizing articles, and answering customer queries has led to an increased efficiency and enhanced user experience across various sectors. However, in today's world of rapidly advancing AI technology, there's a mind-boggling array of text generation models offered by various providers. ChatGPT's GPT 3.5 and GPT-4 by OpenAI are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to AI-powered text generation. There are numerous other models like Google's Palm 2 and Gemini 1.0 Ultra, Anthropic's Claude models, Writer's Polymer models, and open source models in the Hugging Face, which offers similar impressive capability. The number of text generation models have just exploded across time. LLMs everywhere. These models are accessible in various forms by the providers themselves, either through web interfaces, mobile apps, or HTTP web APIs that you can call and embed in your own interfaces and systems. Mostly it's similar to how ChatGPT presented its models through its chat interface. With an API, you can develop a software where you can also have the same features as ChatGPT Plus that you can actually use. But with the API, you're not just limited to just an AI that chats with the user in a conversational manner. You can do way more applications than just that. And my advice is, don't just default to ChatGPT's free GPT 3.5 model or the paid GPT-4 model blindly. Strategically choosing among the top few paid and free text generation models can lead to paying less or even nothing, while still enjoying a superior experience tailored to your unique need. To make an informed decision about which LLM to choose, it's crucial to compare and contrast these models based on multiple facets of their performance. One important aspect to consider while comparing these models is that they are paid and free versions. It's not always clear if the paid options have a significant advantage over their free counterpart, whereas there's still the possibility of obtaining a much better experience in generations without additional cost. Well, who doesn't love a free lunch? Looking at these responses, can you tell which one is generated by GPT 3.5 and which one is by GPT-4? They seem quite similar, right? Now, how about these examples? In this case, the response from GPT 3.5 seems to outperform GPT-4. With countless options and seemingly subtle differences, making an informed decision can feel like mission impossible. Relying on a single or just a few examples to compare these models is unscientific and unreliable. It doesn't give you the full picture. And lucky for you, the AI development process already revolves around evaluations and comparisons as its core. And guess what? Third-party benchmarks and research have already been done to compare these models at the fine-grained level. A benchmark for evaluating LLMs is like a standardized test that measures their performance using datasets, where you compute an average performance score using a predefined accuracy metric. However, let's face it, these benchmarks and research papers can be quite overwhelming and difficult to digest if you're not an avid AI enthusiast. There are also so many of them to choose from that it's just hard to know where to start. What did I just read? And that's where I can help. I'm Ekin. I'm an AI expert and practitioner with years of experience working in the field of AI. In this video, I'll take those complex research results and break them down into easily digestible, bite-sized gems for all to enjoy, and not just AI experts. I'll break down the differences between core text generation models, which will empower you to make the right LLM choice for your unique needs, be it improving your business processes or you're just an individual seeking AI-powered assistance. Because why not? So let's get started. In the realm of language models, making the right choice can feel like finding a needle in a haystack. But don't worry, I've been through this journey myself and I'm here to help you. As a first step, you'll need to first figure out what you should care about when comparing LM options that I call the essential evaluation categories or aspects. By understanding these crucial aspects, you'll crack the secret code to make informed decisions and effectively compare different language models. First up is linguistic understanding, which evaluates the model's ability to comprehend sentence structures, contextual clues, and language nuances such as grammar, syntax, and semantics for different languages. Another crucial category is world and common sense knowledge, which assesses the model's grasp of real-world facts, events, scientific principles, cultural references, and other general knowledge. Next up, we have reasoning and problem solving, which measures the model's capabilities in answering questions, solving problems, following instructions, and making predictions based on the provided information. Robustness is the next one, which I think is important for those who has issues in making accurate descriptive text in language models refers to their ability to perform effectively across a wide range of diverse and challenging conditions. Basically, this means that no matter what I write, the LLM should be able to do what I want, even if I have errors. Key aspects of robustness include fairness and bias, quality when you have typos, contractions and expansions, and the instruction following capability of the model. Next up is safety. This is about ensuring the model generates appropriate content and to avoid issues such as negative sentiment comment, disinformation, and copyright violations due to memorization. And the next one is cost and efficiency. This one focuses on the model's resource consumption, response time, and overall affordability. Sometimes you want predictions to be quick, and thus some LLMs will not make the cut. Lastly, the applicability and compatibility focuses on the language model's ability to support various modalities like images, videos, or audio.
It understands images and can express logical ideas about them. For example, it can tell us that if the strings in this image were cut, the balloons would fly away.
It's also about the user interfaces it can provide, which covers a website application, a phone application, or an API call. The third component here is the availability of connecting to essential tools that enable you to accomplish your desired tasks. For example, ensuring the model is adaptable and compatible with your unique requirements. Navigating the world of language models might seem overwhelming, but these high-level categories that I refined and presented to you should simplify the process and allow you to objectively compare the capabilities and make an informed decision that fits your unique needs. And now we're ready to go into the comparisons through these categories. We're going to be basing our comparisons on facts and numbers by examining key evaluation aspects with metrics and benchmarks. This is to ensure that our comparisons are based on solid scientific grounds and not baseless anecdotal evidence. We'll use a third-party benchmark called Helm Light to provide an unbiased comparisons of language models. Helm stands out among other benchmarks as it covers a wide range of evaluation categories and is designed to test models in various real-world scenarios. You can also dive into the example prompt and response that it used to evaluate in the Helm website, along with access of the source code that was used to evaluate the models publicly. This makes Helm ideal for comparing language models in a way that's relevant to your specific needs and be a trustable source of performance comparisons between multiple LLMs. Frequently, benchmarks are released without citing what is computed, how it's computed, what is computed. And so this is really a step up of what we're used to, even in the AI field. Throughout this video, we will focus on comparing the core language models, which represent the essential building blocks of AI-powered text generation. Core language models are the primary engines that generate text on given input without any added enhancements. Enhancement expands the capability of text generation models and comes in various forms, such as document ingestion, online research edition, or social media access. Core language models are like the heart of an orchestra, setting the rhythm and tone for text generation, while the other enhancements access the various instruments that enrich the overall performance. AI tools or apps integrate these enhancements then into their interfaces, which expands the applications of text generation models. Typically, the model providers provide two services. The first one is an in-house tool or app with the enhancement to chat, where historical chat information is combined with your prompt to generate an output. The next service is API services, so that you can use specific models and you can embed these APIs in your own software services. There are also other third-party companies that produces apps that provides different enhancements and features that further extend the underlying model functionality by these different LLM providers. These AI tools or apps often let you choose among different core text generation models under the hood, typically in their paid versions. And why do they allow choosing? Well, it's acknowledged that there will be different performance in different domains for different models. Notable mention for enhancements is the ChatGPT GPT store in the GPT Plus subscription, which provides users with an extensive selection of custom GPT models. There are hundreds of thousands of custom models that are bundled with different enhancements, offering users a more tailored experience with AI language models. Prompt engineering, on the other hand, is another high-level category of enhancements that produces prompting strategies that can improve the quality of the responses. However, for a comparison to be fair among core LLMs, the same enhancements has to be applied to the LLMs that are being compared. And with that, we are ready to dive into the juicy insights. In various datasets tested in the Helmlight benchmark, which is also called scenarios, that reflects how the tasks should be structured, the best language models differs across different domains. 9 scenarios are covered here, and we will cover each. For instance, the open source model Yi, 34 billion parameters, and Palm 2 Bison from Google performs best on open book style scenarios and datasets, which are narrative QA and natural questions respectively. Open book style datasets assesses models on reading comprehension and the English language understanding capability, where the relevant context to the questions in the datasets is meant to be fed into the language model input. Narrative QA consists of long wiki documents associated with each question. And natural questions, on the other hand, has real Google queries made to the Google search engine, along with Wikipedia documents obtained from the top search results. Imagine these datasets as 2 different sets of trivia questions covering a wide range of topics, right? So the model Yi, 34 billion parameters, performance on narrative QA shows that it is more adept at handling questions that are based on stories or require an understanding of the sequence of events and cause and effect relationships. This might be useful in situations where the context involves storytelling, such as summarizing a movie or analyzing a novel. Bison, on the other hand, is far away from the top model compared to other models here. Yi would be a good pick for tasks like summarizing a movie plot, analyzing a novel, predicting outcomes in a real-life story. Palm 2 Bison, performance on natural questions, on the other hand, shows that it is more skilled at processing and comprehending factual information from Wikipedia documents. It can provide accurate answers to real-world questions based on the available information. This would be useful for answering general knowledge questions or providing information on specific topics given context from like a Google search result. The model Yi is also the top 4 model, not too far behind you. Models that perform well here on this dataset would be suited for tasks like answering general knowledge questions on specific topics and to compare and contrast the topics. Another open source model, Llama 2, 70 billion variant, takes the lead in closed book natural questions. Closed book style datasets assesses language models in their world and common sense knowledge, where no context is included in the input. This is the same dataset, but using a different prompting setup. Thus, it's subjected to the same domains to the previous benchmark scenario. Next highlight is the Polymera XV3 model, a paid option. The model performs the best overall on the WMT 2014 scenario, which evaluates the model's translation capabilities between different languages. This can be seen as an indirect way to estimate a language model's language understanding capability in non-English languages. Specifically, the scenario covers German, French, Hindi, Czech, and Russian languages being translated from English. Palmyra XV3 72 billion variant is the top performing model for Czech, French, and Hindi languages, where Palm 2 Unicorn follows closely after. Palm 2 Unicorn is the best in German, with Palmyra XV3 following closely after. GPT-4 variants performs only at the 7th place onwards here. This means that if you want to leverage the knowledge and capabilities that GPT-4 offers, and the best performance is critical, you'd be better off translating non-English language to English before using GPT-4. However, if raw performance is not too critical and convenience is desired and quick answers are needed, GPT-4 can still be chosen among paid options, of course. The free options, Anthropic Cloud 2.0, along with the V1.3 version, exceeds even GPT-4 in performance overall in this dataset. Throughout various datasets and scenarios in the Helmlight benchmark, GPT-4 variants by OpenAI consistently ranks among the top performers, even though they are not the best models in some scenarios. GPT-4 excels in an open book scenario with the dataset called OpenBook QA. This dataset and scenario assesses the model's ability to answer questions related to various scientific topics using crowdsourced common knowledge facts. This means GPT-4 is especially useful in situations that involve scientific knowledge and principles, such as explaining scientific phenomena or understanding concepts in biology, physics, or chemistry. Open book scenarios represent chat interfaces that integrate internet search capabilities like Perplexity that supports multiple models, or ChatGPT Plus. When you are using these tools, make it a point to choose either GPT-4, Palmyra X72B, or E if it's available. But the domain where GPT-4 really dominates over is in closed book scenarios. In other words, its world knowledge is vast and deep. GPT-4 demonstrates strong performance in MMLU dataset designed to evaluate the general world knowledge of language models. The MMLU dataset covers a wide range of topics from STEM subjects to humanities and social sciences, as well as specialized areas like computer science, machine learning, and professional disciplines like law, medicine, and accounting. GPT-4's success in the MMLU dataset highlights its broad understanding of various high-level topics, including scientific concepts, historical events, and social issues, making it a suitable choice for a wide range of tasks and scenarios. Additionally, GPT-4 shines in 3 specific domains covered in the benchmark by separate datasets, providing an even more comprehensive assessment of its strengths in these domains. These datasets include Legal Bench for legal reasoning tasks, MedQA for medical knowledge derived from the US medical licensing exam, and GSM 8K and math for mathematical problems. GPT-4's victories in these focus domains further emphasize its adaptability and proficiency across a diverse range of subjects. GPT-4's remarkable performance in various closed book scenarios highlights its extensive world knowledge and adaptability, making it an ideal choice for a wide range of tasks. It excels in understanding scientific concepts, legal reasoning, answering medical knowledge questions, and solving mathematical problems. This makes GPT-4 an exceptional AI assistant for tasks that do not rely on external context and depend solely on the model's inherent knowledge. Specifically, consider GPT-4 for explaining principles behind natural processes, scientific phenomena, either in biology, physics, or chemistry. Legal reasoning tasks, such as analyzing case law or providing legal advice, answering medical knowledge questions based on US medical licensing exams, solving mathematical problems across various levels of complexity, assessing historical events and social issues, comprehending professional disciplines like law, medicine, and accounting. GPT-4's comprehensive understanding of these fields make it a reliable choice for users seeking a powerful and versatile AI assistant for numerous tasks, especially when all the required context is provided within the input. For non-English languages, consider translating the text to English before using GPT-4 to ensure the best performance. With GPT-4, you can confidently tackle a diverse range of subjects and scenarios, making it a valuable tool for users in need of versatile AI assistants. The performance of GPT-4 justifies its high cost in API usage, almost 5 times more expensive than the second most expensive overall model, Claude 2, in comparison. However, in ChatGPT, available through its web app or mobile app, you just need to pay a $20 flat fee per month to get access to its more performant models, which other LLM providers that has similar apps seems to match in price. Consider subscribing to Perplexity instead, as it gives access to both GPT-4 and Claude 3, along with many enhancements. Palmyra seems like it could be a good contender if the price is right. So consider to reach out to figure out pricing if you are an enterprise user here. And notably, the GPT-4 Turbo version, the 11.06 version, is the newer version, but GPT-0613 remained the overall winner. Anthropic's Claude V1.3 performs better than Claude 2.0 overall. And although Claude 2.1 loses to Claude 2.0 in some aspects, it wins in extracting info from input context, math problems, and the medical domain, showing that users should not blindly choose the latest model version from a provider. In some cases, paid models from providers like Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, and Cohere outperform GPT-4 or GPT-3.5 in specific domains. The open source models like E and Llama 2 provide competitive performance compared to the paid options. Remember that the best model for your needs may vary depending on the specific tasks or domain. So it's essential to evaluate models based on the domains and topics they cover and their performance in those areas. When it comes to pricing and accessibility among the free options, Anthropic Claude 2.0 outperforms OpenAI GPT 3.5 in various domains and in overall. Claude 2.0 free plan also offers up to
10 USD quota for free per month, which translates to around 1.2 million words that can be generated for free per month.
Or you still need to pay per token basis for OpenAI GPT 3.5 API calls. Additionally, Claude models has a context size of a whopping 200,000 tokens, where you can pretty much put your entire life history there and let it do its thing. And tokens is just a way for the models to break the text down into more representable information. And tokens typically are just words. Compared to GPT-4, which only has a context size limit of 32,000. Let's say if you have a lot of documents that you want a model to go through and take in, Anthropic's Claude LLMs should be the obvious choice here. I found that sometimes the best value for my money comes from free options. Just like discovering a hidden gem, finding the right language model without spending a fortune can be incredibly satisfying. However, if you are looking to apply this in business applications, note that providers typically saves and leverages your data for free versions. In the case of ChatGPT, they even go as far as requesting for feedback like so. Today, companies are subscribing to LLM providers with enterprise packages for the entire company just so that their employees won't submit in confidential information into ChatGPT in an attempt to protect their valuable data. If you're looking for more benefits from Claude out of the free version, you can opt for the Claude Pro web app at $20 per month, which provides 2.5 times more usage of Claude 2.0, priority access to Claude.ai website during the high traffic periods, and being able to choose the Claude v1.3 model, which performs better than the free version. Claude 2.0 is often a better choice for more sophisticated tasks. Claude 2.1, although not always outperforming 2.0, shines in extracting information from input context, math problems, and medical domains. Users can also consider the pro plans from different providers like Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, and Cohere. However, it's crucial not to rely solely on the latest model versions here. And with that, we're done with Helm. Even with analysis from the Helm benchmark, it's still impossible to understand which LLM is better for open-ended questions. In real-life situations, we often face open-ended questions with no single correct answer. And so to tackle these questions, it's important to evaluate AI models based on their performance in various characteristics of the responses that we would care about. Imagine that you're trying to understand how to keep your plants at home healthy. One AI model gives you a short, straightforward answer. That's response A. While another provides a detailed, step-by-step solution. That's response B. Which one would you prefer? Some might appreciate the conciseness of response A, while others might find the rich details of response B more helpful. This example illustrates how, by looking at the response from different angles, will yield varied assessments of its quality. The Helm Instruct benchmark, which is different from the Helm Light benchmark, published February 2024, evaluates 4 AI models across the 5 crucial aspects that matter to everyday users like you. It's helpfulness, understandability, completeness, conciseness, and harmlessness by combining the estimation of human evaluators and LLM-based evaluators. Let's dive into each of them one by one. To start with is helpfulness. Helpfulness is all about how useful an AI response is in solving your problem. It's graded with a rating of 1 to 5.
The models are equally helpful here.
Understandability measures how clear and how easy the AI response is to read.
The models are equally understandable here.
And the next one is conciseness. Conciseness is about how straight to the point an AI response is, without unnecessary fluff. GPT-4 0314 version scores the best, meaning it keeps things short and sweet with a high score. Claude V 1.3 is just a hair behind, so not too much difference, right? Harmlessness is the next one. Harmlessness ensures that the AI response is safe, and free of harmful content. Both GPT 3.5 Turbo 0613 version and Claude V1.3 excel in this aspect, both scoring a very high score, close to 5, which means that you can trust their response to be harmless. GPT-4 0314 version is very close. In conclusion, GPT-4 0314 version does a great job in most aspects, but Claude V1.3 outshines it in understandability and harmlessness. These results shows that each AI model has its unique strengths and weaknesses, so it's essential to consider these factors when choosing the one that fits your needs the best. Remember, the perfect AI model for you will depend on the task you want to accomplish. So always keep these aspects in mind when making your decision. With so many LLMs from many LLM providers out there, I found that focusing on a select few LLMs with the highest potential through these benchmarks have saved me time and energy, allowing me to find the best solutions for my project more efficiently. Now that we've covered the benchmarks and how different AI models perform in various aspects, let's dive into some general considerations when choosing the right AI assistant for your needs. Consideration 1. Remember, benchmarks evaluate numerous aspects, and some may be super important for your usage, while others, not so much. Since it's impossible to cover every nook and cranny of all conditions and domains, focus on aspects that matters the most to you that will affect the model's trustworthiness for your use case in your perspectives. Consideration 2. A notable thing to mention is that the latest LLM options in the market are missing from the Helm benchmark, like 3 of the Anthropic's Claude 3 models and Google's Gemini 1.0 Ultra. So let's explore another benchmark that explores this model's performance. But keep in mind that this benchmark comes from Anthropic themselves, the author of Claude. So direct comparisons with the Helm benchmark aren't possible, nor it's super transparent. Claude 3 Opus by Anthropic stands out with its impressive performance, supposedly outperforming GPT-4 in reasoning, world knowledge, math, and code generation. It's approximately 3 times cheaper with 4 times lower input token price and 1.6 times lower output token price. And it supports a massive 200,000 context size, just like all its other Claude models, compared to GPT-4's 32K. And that is an outstanding LLM option to consider. And on Gemini 1.0 Ultra by Google, and contrary to Google's marketing video that overpromised on Gemini's 1.0 Ultra becoming the ultimate daily life assistant, the performance isn't as amazing as it seems. Gemini 1.0 Ultra does do better than GPT-4 in code generation and math reasoning, and slightly trails GPT-4 in world knowledge. The polished presentation was just achieved by manually stitching together many parts, some not even related to a language model. So lesson learned. It's essential to be grounded, folks. Consideration 3. In an ideal world, a single benchmark covering everything will make our lives easier in making grounding comparisons. But we have to get back to reality. No single benchmark result has all the answers. Due to limitations in cost and effort, some aspects might be missing. More benchmarks have been made as of late, and more will come in my estimations. Some might involve niche aspects at a more comprehensive way, which would be beneficial to consider. And some covers more evaluation aspects that might have been missed by Helm. So it's like a treasure hunt. You need to combine insights from multiple benchmarks to get the best results. But watch out when comparing numbers across different benchmarks, as they use different mechanisms and criteria. Consideration 4. When it comes to comparing core LLMs, we want to make sure that it's a fair game. This means that using the same conditions and prompts for all the LLMs being compared. So again, be careful when comparing across different benchmarks. Mixing results from multiple benchmarks from multiple models on the same dataset can lead to an apples and oranges situation. But hey, if you're using a completely new evaluation category and new dataset for a list of models from a new benchmark, then you're on the right track. Consideration 5. So how do you make the best decision for your needs? Think about the faith in generalization here. While benchmarks can't cover every possible prompt in every single domain, you can still use them to estimate an AI model's performance in your specific use case. Trust benchmarks that target your domain and be a bit skeptical about the ones that don't. However, some aspects like reasoning can be better generalized across domains compared to other aspects. For example, if a model aces reasoning across 50 different domains, chances are it's going to rock in domains not covered by those 52. Consideration 6. Remember, it's not just about picking the most powerful or well-known option. It's about striking the ideal balance between performance, cost, and suitability for your specific requirements. Let's explore a concrete example here. If you're a blogger or a social media manager looking for a language model to help you draft articles or create engaging posts, linguistic understanding and world and common sense knowledge would be crucial categories to consider. You'll need a model that can generate grammatically correct, coherent, and contextually relevant content. In this case, reasoning and problem solving might also be relevant if you require a model to generate summaries or answer questions related to your content. It comes back down to this. Depending on the goal you want to achieve using an LLM, the rankings and the comparisons can skew very differently. And so no, comparisons in AI are never simple. By identifying the evaluation categories that are most relevant to your specific application, you can focus on comparing language models based on the aspects that matters most to you. This approach will help you choose the most suitable model for your needs, ensuring optimal performance and a tailored experience. Consideration 7. All these evaluations just means that with the right questions and prompts, the chosen LLM can return the best response on average among other LLMs. However, even after selecting the seemingly best LLM option, you might still find it challenging to get the exact results you want. The secret sauce lies in crafting the right descriptive prompt to achieve your goals. For example, you want it to be concise? Just tell it to be concise. Consider adding several demonstrations of what you want in the input prompt, which typically improves the generated text quality, regardless of the LLM use. This setting is also known as in-context learning, or few-shot learning. When I first started using language models, I found that open source prompt templates were a lifesaver. They helped me create better outputs and made the whole experience more enjoyable. Not to mention, they helped me override the AI guards that these LM providers include in. Consideration 8. It's crucial to ensure that your goal aligns with the capabilities of a generative model. If you're looking to predict toxicity levels in text, comparing multiple large language models designed for text generation may not be the most optimal choice here. Using specialized predictive models for standard tasks should be the way to go. It's like going to a specialist doctor for a specific ailment. You can expect better results and a more focused approach. There are 3 types of predictive models generally available to cater to your needs: dedicated paid-for model services, free model services, and open source models, each offering a unique set of advantage. But there's always a top list of providers, right? You want the toxicity model.
You go to Perspective. Perspective is a free-to-use toxicity predictions API service from Google and Jigsaw, which is an organization that has been working with toxicity for the longest time. And it even guarantees support in the following languages.
There's always a top list of providers that only people from a secret society would know.
I'm kidding. Just Google it and you'll find these specialized models easily.
These alternatives are often more cost-effective and provide better performance than generative model for specific tasks. Consideration 9. If you possess a dataset that accurately represents the full range of questions and prompts you expect to receive, along with the ideal responses and answers, it's recommended to use that dataset for your specific needs. Localized conditions and environments may deviate wildly from the general standard, from the benchmarks, and would require custom evaluation. For example, harmfulness can be different in different countries, right? Local context can be important. For example, maybe speaking about pig in a Muslim country is considered harmful, but it's not for other countries. This is where making custom evaluations using custom datasets would make sense. Consider using Data Robot, a data science tool, where you can effectively test, assess, and use multiple LLMs out of the box using your own set of prompts. And after you're happy with the result, you can deploy, govern, and moderate LM models for production usage. For most people, such a comprehensive resource is not readily available, even if you do have access to an extensive dataset, which is more likely if you're working on a business-related use case in a business or are an AI expert. Like sifting gold from the sand, narrowing down setups will still lead you to best language models that truly shines more effectively. Consideration 10. Take the results from the benchmark with a pinch of salt, considering that LMs are meant to be creative with the temperature component, and different generations can produce wildly different results. Consideration 11. Don't be surprised that for specific prompts, a free model can still be better than the paid versions. The benchmark shows estimations through average performance. There can still be a few examples where the best model overall still lost. Consideration 12. The performance of these models in non-English languages is not comprehensive. The transfer of capabilities between languages remains uncertain, and there's a lack of datasets for evaluating non-English aspects. So stay skeptical. But hey, You gotta make a decision. So use the available benchmarks as a starting point and be ready to adapt as new info rolls in. This way, you're making the best choice possible while still keeping an eye on potential limitations in non-English languages in this channel. Consideration 13. If a task or domain isn't mentioned, it doesn't mean the model can't excel in it. Benchmarks can't cover everything due to dataset availability and costs. So stay open-minded and don't hesitate to explore new possibilities with your AI model. With how fast things move in this industry, models change all the time and new providers may come out. But there are still few insights from this video that can still be applied even when the times, the models, and even the model provider has changed. These are: the best model may vary depending on the specific domain or tasks. The newest model version from a provider may not always be the best choice. For instance, GPT-4 Turbo, the 11.06 version, is not the newest version, but still performs better than some newer alternatives. Open source models can be competitive in some aspects. Factors that can affect LM preferences can be transferred. Things like context size, modality, support, cost, user interface. Do let me know in the comments what you think are insights from this video that can still be useful to be aware of even when the LM landscape has changed. Now, I'd like to highlight that this video touches only a small part of the AI world. So if you want to learn more about how an AI model like GPT-4 from ChatGPT is made and how it can be made available to the general population, buy my book, Deep Learning Architect's Handbook. This book covers everything you need to know to become an AI expert, and more specifically, a deep learning AI expert. And with that, hopefully I've helped make the LM landscape slightly less ambiguous. For more cool insights on AI like this, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and may the best LM assistant be with you.